Laurel is a rural town in western Sussex County, Delaware, and it's amazing for a lot of reasons. Everyone has a tremendous amount of pride. They care deeply about what happens in these schools. We have to put forth the best possible educational strategies in our classrooms, but we have to get data, real meaningful data back from those kids that we can analyze it and continue to put forth the best possible instructional strategy for those students.
Our kids have done awesome. Like, we did not expect the growth that we've had, and I believe it's because of what I've used from the digital library. The idea of digital library and the playlists, it helps us teachers, give teachers an intervention to develop new strategies to use with those kids who aren't at the green level, who are at red and yellow. And then with the interims, the ICAs, again, we do the same thing. What do we need to go back to and reflect on our teaching and use best practices? And that's what the digital library gives you, best practices.
Usually after we take the interim assessments, we can find out the areas of need. And then we can go into the digital library, and usually as a collaborative group during PLC time, or maybe even our teaching teams, we are able to find lessons that we can pinpoint exactly how to best meet the needs of those students.
I think the level of information that we get from the interim assessments is extremely informative. We know specifically which students are struggling in which areas, and then we can go to the digital library and find lessons and resources for that specific topic. And it can be rewarding as well, where you see, okay, most of my students did great on these questions, and you're thinking to yourself, great, that's just what we taught, and it translates to this test, and then they can do well and they can perform well.
Before we were kind of teaching blind, not really knowing how the kids were progressing, and now we have a guide where we can see how they're progressing, how they're moving.
Teachers, in my experience, have always been interested in making their lessons better. The problem is that they sometimes go in multiple different directions. The digital library has changed that a little bit for us. It's allowed teachers to really have a focused source of collaboration and say, okay, let's get in the digital library, let's look at the connections playlist, let's look at the instructional playlist. What can we pull in? What do we like? What do we think is amazing? And just have that conversation.
We've used other resources before that you don't know where the lessons are coming from. I mean, we know that when we go to digital library, it's other educators, so you know that you're getting a good quality lesson.
Because the digital library gives us the different intended endings, whether it's for students or for just general population, gifted and talented, ELL, special ed, I can find resources to fit every level.
I think the one thing that Smarter Balanced brought to the assessments that we give our students that maybe was absent in the past is this real sense of making kids go further, creating an authentic experience. What I want for the kids in Laurel, I want them to realize that the world is a big place, that they can have a tremendous impact on the world, and we want them to know that they can do that right here in this community.